It's 7:10, Magic 97 Morning Show. Ryan Switzer along for the ride with you, and joining us as he does every Tuesday morning after City Council, Swift Current Mayor Jerrod Schafer. Jerrod, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, Ryan. Happy New Year to everybody out there listening. It's warming up a little bit today. That's good.
Yeah, we'll take that and run with it for sure. Holidays good to you?
Yeah, it was. It was relaxing. It went by incredibly quick, but it was nice to just do nothing for a few days, that's for sure.
Any resolutions?
Yeah, weight loss, more patience, all those, the usuals. But I got to buckle down this year for sure.
All right. Hey, you know what? The New Year's here. We're all done celebrating, and we're getting ready to start celebrating again. The Swift Current Centennial just 8 days away, eh?
Yeah, coming up next Wednesday at the iPlex, and this is great. I mean, it's been so cold. Everybody's looking for things to do. This is obviously a free event. It's great for young and old alike, families. Everybody come out to the iPlex next Wednesday. It's going to be a great show. There's lots of local talent performing. The local committee has put in countless hours of work trying to make this thing a success. And, we're fortunate. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to celebrate, our community being around for 100 years. And, I just encourage everyone to get out and have fun and learn a little bit about the history of this great city. Yeah,
and the way the event's going to look itself seems pretty spectacular. The doors open at 4:30. There's going to be lots happening in the main lobby area of the iPlex. And we're putting a floor over the ice for the show. Is that how it's going to work?
Yeah, absolutely. We got a temporary floor. We got it from another community a couple years ago. So we've got that. We're good to go. There's lots of local dance groups and local artists and actors are taking part. And you know what? It's been really interesting. Everybody's done, the museum's done a great job of getting pictures out in the community and telling stories of people in the past. And, I think it's going to be a real great evening, and everyone's going to learn something, but I think it's going to be lots of fun for sure.
Right on. It must be a cool thing being the mayor during a centennial year, eh?
You know what I do? I've thought about that a little bit lately, and I feel really fortunate. It's going to be a very busy year, but, timing has worked out for me, and I feel lucky. But you know what? Everybody's lucky here that they get to take part in everything that's going to happen this year. Even if you look at the homecoming, Frontier Days they just hit it out of the park last year, and from what I hear, it's going to be bigger and better than ever this year. So, we're all going to benefit from it.
Shifting gears a little bit now, talking financial strategy. We touched on this in Mayor Chats before the holiday season, and I know there's a few things regarding financial strategy that's on your mind after some recent editorials and such.
Yeah, absolutely. You know what? It's we want to be very transparent and have lots of dialogue about this. And there's so many different ways to discuss this or analyze it or look at it. And certainly there's a little bit of challenge coming in terms of people feel that city's overspending these days or has taken on too much debt and whatnot. And, one of the things I'm going to talk a little bit about looking back in the mirror a little bit in hindsight, and I say so very respectfully. One of the things that I've always been taught and that I don't want to do is criticize what past councils have done. And anything that I say isn't critical of that in any regards. In fact, a lot of the consecutive 0% tax increases that we enjoyed are why we're in a position why we enjoy such low taxes today. So, but there's a couple former councillors that generally aren't all that respectful of existing councils. And, if you look back at our taxes over the last number of years, one of the things that we often hear is, why are they so much higher than inflation, or why can't they just simply be with inflation at 2.5%? So if you dial back the last 25 years, in the late 80s and early 90s, taxes went up over a 4-year period over 26%. So they had some significant increases, a 5, 6, 7, and a 6, I think, or something like that. Starting in 1992, we had 10 consecutive years of 0% tax increases. And then we've had some zeros and some higher numbers filtered in since. Going back to, we spent some time in the tax department here over the holidays looking if we just went with an inflationary number of 2.5% since 1992. So 2.5% in all the years it was 0, and 2.5% in all the years it's been higher than that in recent years. We would be collecting more tax revenue today than we actually are as a city. So sometimes it would have been nice if we would have just been moving with inflation, and that's all we would be needing to do this year coming up. But that isn't the case, and that's fine. And as I said, that isn't to be critical of past councils in any way. It's just to say that there's several ways of looking at arguments when we say we should be going back to how things were done in the past.
So dumb this down a little bit for an unwashed guy from the south side here.
Yeah.
What would Swift Current look like if we just didn't increase taxes? Like, just keep it at 0 for the next, have another 10 years of 0%. Then what would it look like?
Well, you start making cuts as a community. The reality of it is, let's look at various departments in the city, right? to eliminate, and this isn't foreshadowing, so I don't want anyone to be worked up about it, but if you looked at the art gallery in the library, that's a 5%. That would save us from having to, let's say, have a 5% tax increase. So you eliminate the library and the art gallery. Those two items, which I think are incredibly important in our community, are gone forever. And what it saves us is a 5% tax increase, which to the average house is about $3 or $4 a year in our community. So that's our savings in 1 year, and that's what it costs us. So those are the types of things that happen. If you look at all around, not even just in Saskatchewan and Canada, but there's a story in the media this week about Mississauga, and Hazel McCallion's the mayor there. She's 92. She's been the mayor for 30 years. For a long time, the mantra was 0% tax increases, and they celebrated that. And now they're talking about the challenge for the new mayor because they've depleted their reserves and they've got over $1 billion infrastructure deficit because they've just simply deferred spending on a lot of this stuff. So they got the 0% tax increases, but they have little money left in the bank for savings, and they now have to take out significant debt to pay for all this infrastructure that they've deferred. So the reality of it is in Swift Current, everything would start to suffer. I mean, our facilities would start to deteriorate because they wouldn't be getting any maintenance. You would focus on certain areas, obviously, and others would be neglected. We wouldn't have the parks and outdoor structure system that we do and things like that. So our community would look significantly different now.
All right, and with this financial strategy going forward, nothing's written in stone yet. We're still in a decision phase. How would you describe it?
No, I think where we're at is I think council's in agreement that it needs to happen. We need to stop using light and power as a tax subsidy. So there will be an increase over a 5-year period. It will be phased in. It's nothing that's going to be an overnight type thing. But light and power is going to be used as a tool to help build the community through infrastructure, possibly through incentives for attracting new business, things like that. It's going to be a tool to help grow the community, and property taxes are going to be designed to do what they should do, and which is pay for the services of running the community that we all enjoy, that they are in every single community. So we're just trying to, and debating and tasking administration with finding some ways to do that so that it's not shocking for residents. But again, like anything, I encourage any member of the public that has concerns, they want to know what it might mean for them, talk to a member of council, get the facts straight, and we'll go from there.
Right on. Jerrod, real quick, it looks like the Broncos are going to make a run for it this year too, eh?
We've got a gold medal, World Junior gold medal D-man on the squad, so that's good. Love the trade. Love the fact that we're getting revved up for a playoff run. So you know what? That's another great point. Let's get out and support that hockey team. They're going for it this year. They want to make an enviable effort, and let's give them some of the support they deserve.
Always a pleasure. Thanks, Jerrod.
Yeah, thanks, Ryan.